Hello, this is Dean Claus, Pinedale wildlife biologist. I'll be covering the 2024 hunting seasons. In this presentation, I will be covering 7 herd units and giving a brief overview of those herd units, and then go in to discuss the proposed hunting seasons within the hunt areas within the Pinedale Wildlife Biologist District. This slide shows a summary of what those 2024 hunting seasons will be, which will be discussed in some of the following slides in more detail. Antelope seasons, no changes from 2023, although in 2023 we made significant reductions in license allocations. The deer seasons will be reduced in season length, and an antler point restriction will go from 3 points to a 4-point restriction for 2024. Elk seasons will be very similar to the 2023 season. Moose seasons, pretty similar to the 2023 seasons as well, with a slight reduction of 5 licenses. And for the bighorn sheep licenses, we will see a reduction in 2 licenses in 2024 in Hunt Area 8. The sublet antelope herd unit is a large herd unit made up of 11 hunt areas and overlaps with 6 wildlife biologist districts. A large winter die-off that occurred in the winter of 2022-23 was due to tough winter conditions and a pneumonia outbreak from Mycoplasma bovis. These winter losses resulted in an over a 50% decline in animals, with a higher proportion that were lost up in the Pinedale region and some of those winter ranges. In addition, our preseason antelope counts in 2023, those are collected in August, declined by 67% with lower buck and fawn ratios. The 2023 hunting seasons in the Pinedale regions, those license quotas were reduced by 90%. All doe fawn licenses were eliminated, and 80% of the type 1s and 2 licenses were reduced. The 2024 seasons will remain very conservative and similar to those 2023 license allocations. Here's a table showing our proposed sublet antelope 2024 seasons. Same seasons as 2023, and significant reductions from the 2022 seasons, a decline of 89% for license allocations compared to 2022. The sublet mule deer herd unit is made up of 15 hunt areas and overlaps with 4 biologist districts. Tough winter conditions in 2022-23 resulted in another significant die-off. The population estimate is currently at 41% below the herd unit objective. Buck ratios remain within the management objective of 30 to 45 bucks per 100 does. The 2024 seasons will remain conservative, shortened to 10 days with an antler point restriction of 4 points or more. And this will also align with the general hunt areas in the Wyoming range herd unit, and the non-resident region H tags will be reduced by 50 to 350 licenses. Before moving on to the seasons table, I wanted to show these 3 bar graphs And basically it's just showing that with the general license season structure, there are some common trends that we have found not only for this 2014 to 2023 period, but this goes back into years well beyond this, where, as you can see if you look at the dark bars, that as the population increases or decreases, so does the hunter numbers and harvest to reflect that. And although it makes sense overall, it just kind of wanted to bring up the point that these general seasons, the reason they do work and have worked historically in this sublet herd unit is they kind of self-regulate. You can look at after the tough winters of 2016, you can see a drop in not only the population, but the number of hunters and harvest, and the same in 2022 after the hard winter there, the same thing, and just wanted to show that graph to make that connection. Here's a look at the sublet mule deer seasons for 2024. As I mentioned earlier, the majority of the hunt areas within this herd unit are managed under a general license season, and those will be shortened from September 15th to the 24th. And there will also be a change from in the antler point restriction from 3 points or more to 4 points or more on either antler. There's also a few limited quota licenses within this herd unit as well. No changes there. And there will be a reduction in the non-resident region H tags, going from 400 licenses down to 350, so a reduction of 50 licenses. The Upper Green River elk herd unit is made up of hunt areas 87, 93, 95, and 96, and lie entirely within the Pinedale Wildlife Biologist District. The current midwinter trend count average for this herd unit is 3,188 elk, which is within the management goal of 2,900 plus or minus 20%. A bull ratio of 33 per 100 cows is a little bit above the management objective range. The 2024 seasons will be similar to 2023. Those seasons in 2023 were designed to increase harvest opportunities for both antlered and antlerless elk to keep elk numbers within management objectives. Here's a look at the seasons table for the Upper Green River elk herd unit. The 2024 proposed seasons are very similar to last year, with the exception of elimination of a 96 Type 2 license where we no longer have access to hunt in that area. As you can see, like with 87 and 96, we managed those hunt areas with a combination of general license hunting and limited quota licenses. Hunt area 93 and 95, we managed those with limited quota licenses only. The Pinedale elk herd unit is made up of hunt areas 97 and 98 and remain within all our management goals. Those are being our midwinter trend counts and our bull ratios. We also have seen improved harvest in the last 2 years, and the herd seems to be relatively stable, and therefore we plan on maintaining the same season that we proposed back in 2023. Here's a look at the 2024 season table for the Pinedale elk herd unit. As you can see, we manage with both a combination of general licenses and limited quota licenses for both hunt areas within this herd unit. Long liberal seasons with a high allocation of licenses, over 1,100 total limited quota licenses in this herd unit, and this has been effective at keeping us within our management goals. Elk Hunt Area 99 is part of the South Wind River herd unit, and that overall herd unit is within its management objectives at this time. Specific to Hunt Area 99 that lies within the Pinedale Wildlife Biologist District, postseason counts had been on a downward decline since the tough winter of 2016 and 17. And we have felt that there are elk probably wintering elsewhere outside of the hunt area, but we did see a rebound in our count in 2023 that might be associated with lighter winter conditions, plus we actually did those surveys earlier than we typically do. Hunt Area 99 we manage with two license types, Type 1s and Type 4s. Type 1s have remained with very good success, and the Type 4s have good success but do vary a little bit. We are not proposing any changes in Hunt Area 99 for 2024. Here's a look at the seasons table for Hunt Area 99. We manage this with limited quota licenses only, 150 Type 1 licenses valid for any elk, and 175 Type 4 licenses that are valid for antlerless elk, with a relatively long season going from October 1st to November 20th. This Hubbard moose herd is made up of 9 hunt areas. 3 of those hunt areas lie within the Pinedale Wildlife Biologist District. Those include hunt areas 3, 5, and 22. The overall moose population has been stable in the past 8 to 10 years. We have a midwinter trend count objective for 1,200 to 1,800 moose, and most of our counts have kind of averaged on that lower end. We tend to see quite a range depending on winter conditions on what those counts can be, and looking at the past 2 winters is a good example. 994 moose we counted this past year. And the previous winter that we had the heavier snow loads, we had a little over 1,300 moose, and just the difference of 2 opposite winter conditions. In addition, we have bull ratios that are typically around 70 bulls per 100 cows, so well within our management goals there. And then we also have a management goal to try to maintain average age around 4 or better, which happens in most all the hunt areas and has in the past several years, and success still remains good around 91% as a whole. Similar seasons are proposed for 2024. The only change is a reduction in 5 licenses in Hunt Area 5. And that would be a total allocation for the entire herd unit of 140 Type 1 licenses and 5 Type 4 licenses that are still remain in Hunt Area 25. Here's a look at the Sublet 2024 seasons. As indicated earlier, the only change is a reduction in 5 licenses in Hunt Area 5. And then in the limitations section, it just shows some changes to reflect the 90-10 split, resident versus non-residents. The Whiskey Bighorn Sheep Herd Unit is made up of 3 hunt areas, 8, 9, and 10. Hunt Area 8 lies within the Pinedale Wildlife Biologist District. Without getting into too much detail in this herd, overall the herd is still struggling. As far as we know, it's maybe stable, but probably still kind of on a declining trend. We still have struggled to get good lamb survival. We've had some ongoing studies going on kind of both sides of the Continental Divide, the Area 9-10 side and the Area 8 side recently as well. We have had very poor success in the past 4 years in this herd unit or in this hunt area, and because of that we've kind of just been slowly reducing licenses, and to the point where we had no harvest in the 2023 season and only one harvest in the 2022 season, and the prior 2 years to that harvest was below 50%. So we have continued to reduce licenses and are proposing a reduction in 2 more licenses down to 2 resident licenses for 2024. Here's just a graph showing the declines in the whiskey herd unit since the early 1990s. That's the time frame when this herd experienced a pretty large pneumonia die-off, and as you can see there's been a declining trend since. I would note that in 2021 through 2023, those counts that are reported on the graph might be a little low since we weren't able to get any trend count data in Hunt Area 8 in the past 3 years. This finishes the presentation for the Pinedale Wildlife Biologist District and those proposed seasons for 2024. If you do have questions, please feel free to call one of the numbers listed here on the slide. Just one last note, if you're wanting to submit comments or suggestions, here is some means of doing that online or written. And just make a note that that comment deadline is 5 p.m. March 29th.